Carrie and Tommy will launch in just a second to brighten your day. With CommBank Yellow, you get discounts and exclusive experiences. More recognition for you and benefits for your business too. Say hello to CommBank Yellow today.
It's the one and only
Carrie Bickmore.
And Tommy Little.
This
Is Carrie and Tommy.
Yes, welcome to it. It's a big show on the podcast today, guys.
Hey, we got so much to come on today's show.
Let's
so
say
much.
hi to start with.
Sorry.
Hey, everyone.
I
How's
also-
your day going?
Hey, Carrie, how's your day going?
Great, thank you. I'm a bit out of it today.
Yeah,
I had my
okay.
flu shot yesterday.
Oh.
I, in the middle of the night, thought I had the flu. Does it give you a bit of it or something?
That's the power of the mind, Carrie.
No, I knew you would say this.
I'm just saying, if you don't believe in it,
No,
It can't
everyone
happen.
has told me they had the flu shot and then they felt a bit weird the next day.
Mentally weak.
And I asked the doctor, and the doctor said this one is making people feel a bit funny. Which
people
is,
who are already a bit.
Wait, hold on.
It's
but
much
no,
better than
that would
having
be
the actual flu, so I would take feeling. But last night I was shaky, I was achy, I was cold, and I'm okay today, but I am a bit dopey.
Maybe it was just recovering from a big weekend.
No, I didn't have a
on
big
the
weekend.
Terps.
Anyway, I'm now vaccinated against the flu feels anything like that, then don't. Oh my God, you are. You just booked in to get your
saying.
South African vaccinations. Although I've worked out now I'm the only one in the whole team going to do
Oh,
the big five
did you
that's got the
decide-
rabies vaccine.
Yeah, did you decide if you're going to get the rabies one or
He's
not?
not.
Absolutely not.
Just wanna
Dogs
roll
love-
the
Wait,
dice.
dogs
If I
love
get
me.
bitten by a dog, you'll all be like, shoot.
Yeah.
Well, actually, you won't. It'll be if you guys get bitten, I'll be like, see.
There's no way. Dogs love me. I'm a dog whisperer.
But do South African dogs love you?
Especially.
Do they? Mm-hmm. They're a different breed.
Are they?
Yeah,
Do they have different dogs over there?
different accents.
How do they bark? Go on.
Anyway, big show still to come. Speaking of feeling dopey,
Yeah.
we've got to talk about what happened when I got in the shower yesterday. So I often think I'm losing my mind, and I oscillate between thinking I have a full mind because I'm a busy woman and kids and jobs and, you know, the charity and stuff. Then occasionally I think it's perimenopause and I've got brain fog. And then occasionally I think I've got early onset dementia because my family has lots of Alzheimer's in it, and I assume that's the way I'm going to go. And sometimes I panic that that's what's happening because I can't remember simple words often. Like yesterday I couldn't remember the word for hat. And I was just looking at
Head
my
cover?
son
What did you
and
do?
I was like, you know, that thing on your head, and it's a simple word and I could not remember it, and it was stressing me out so much.
Carrie, I
right?
think you should start doing some mental exercises.
I don't have time to fit in the physical
You
exercise.
don't have time for your health.
No, I've just, between the doctor's appointments for me, doctor's appointments for the kids,
But
the
maybe it'll
physical
save
activity.
you time because
Well, like
instead of
you need to
instead
do
of,
Sudoku or something.
yes, and you have to do new ones. So you can't just people who do cryptic crosswords and they think it's good for their staving off dementia. It's actually not true. It is in the initial term when you're learning to do something new,
yeah.
but then once you know how to do them, you should move on and do something else because it's that initial phase.
Oh, that's why old people always play bridge, the card game.
Anyway, so two things happened. Firstly, on the weekend, I went to go visit my dad and I pulled up at work.
Yeah,
My dad
work.
is not at my
Sorry,
work,
that's what.
but the route was half the same.
Yeah.
And then my brain was just in like automatic mode,
I don't
and I
reckon
drove to work.
that happens a
and I
bit,
was
Carrie.
like, Carrie, what are you doing?
That happens a bit.
Okay, that's the first time. That's the first thing that made me feel a bit anxious that I've lost my mind. So this morning, I didn't notice till I got out of the shower that I'd had a full shower with my bra and undies on.
Why?
I
Why?
went in with them on. I washed. I washed my
but-
bits. I actually remember moving my underwear out the way to wash my bits. And at no point in the full 5-minute shower did my brain go, why do you have your undergarments on in the shower? It didn't hit me at any point. I think I was thinking about other stuff. I got out and I went to dry myself and I looked down. I was like, why am I wearing my G-string in the shower? And then I was like, oh my God, I got my bra on. And
To
then
be
I
fair to
honestly
you-
almost cried. I was like, what is happening
To
to
be
me?
fair to you, when you go skinny dipping, you do wear your bathers.
Yeah,
So
that's
this
true.
is not like
You've referred to
abnormal.
it as skinny dipping before, and when we found out you had your bathers on.
Okay, well, anyway, I had a shower in my bras and undies. I've lost my mind, haven't I? And didn't notice it.
So-
As I was touching my body, I didn't notice it.
So I just think you do have a lot of stuff on.
Yeah.
If it makes you feel any better,
You don't think I've got dementia?
Well, no, I don't think, but I think you should start doing those Sudokus.
Imagine if I got to the doctor and he said, why? And I said, I'm showering my bra and undies.
Yeah, and you're sitting there in wet bra and it's coming through your T-shirt.
It's actually a fountain in public.
Yeah.
What? I don't understand that.
It means you're not even showering in your shower.
I don't understand.
If it makes you feel better, it wasn't that long ago. I had a glass of water at my house and I finished the glass of water and I opened the bin and I threw the glass in and I walked off. And it wasn't until I turned around and I heard the glass shatter at the bottom of the bin that I went, that's not where the glasses go.
13 10 60. I want to know the moment you thought, I've lost my mind.
Yep.
What happened when you were like, what have I just done? Literally, I'm losing my mind. Give us a call, 13 10 60.
Carrie and Tommy.
Around Australia for your Tuesday, Arvo, it's Carrie, Bickmore and Tommy Little. And on 13 10 60, when did you lose your mind?
Yeah, I've lost my mind. I had a shower with my underwear on
You're
this
showering
morning.
in your jocks.
I drove to work when I meant to drive to my dad's house. Honestly, Jess, have you had one of those moments?
I have, definitely. I've definitely been supposed to go to work and then ended up at my friend's place because I was just thinking about her.
Yeah. It happens, Jess.
It does.
I mean,
does.
It's a much more inconvenient version, but it's very similar to when you're writing a text about someone and you send it to them.
them.
Yes. And oops, that's not good.
No.
So you're a psychologist, Jess. What's wrong with me? Have I got early onset dementia or I've just got a full brain?
You've definitely got a full brain. The brain's just like any other muscle in the body. If it's overloaded, you start to drop stuff. So, yeah, like if you're carrying a bunch of groceries and you add one bag too many, either you drop it or you pull a muscle, you know?
Hey, Jess, as Carrie just mentioned there, what is the best thing? You always hear these things, but I've never heard from a psychologist, but there's always suggestions of things to stave off dementia and keep your brain as happy and as healthy as can be. What are simple little things we can do?
Well, yeah, definitely keeping it active. Like you said before, learning new things is always great. But don't learn it just for the sake of learning it. Learn something you're actually interested in because that's the best way to keep your brain engaged.
Is it?
Oh, and does it have to be? So say I love dancing. If I take up, hip hop dance classes, which involves learning a routine, does that mean I'm using my brain or does it have to be a
100%.
sit down writing type scenario like a crossword?
No. The brain's a part of your body, right? Like you can't just do the dance without your brain, right? That still needs to work.
Yeah.
So, yeah, definitely anything.
Good on you, Jess. Thank you. Very helpful.
What about Adam? Hey, Adam.
Hey, how you guys going?
Good. Have you lost your mind too?
Absolutely. You would have seen the old fishing videos where people are taking photos of their fish and throwing their phone in the water and keeping the fish in their hand. Yeah, well, it's not quite that. I was at work the other day. I won't name what I do for work, but walked after going to a job, walked back into my workplace and threw my empty coffee cup in the bin and sat down, had to go out to another job, and for the life of me, I couldn't find the car keys. So I'd organised for work to order a new set of keys, got it reprogrammed, and it was a $700 adventure. And then 2 days later, I was talking to my partner who I was working with, and they said, has to be between here and the car. So I thought, well, I threw my coffee cup in the bin. So here I am in my work uniform, digging through the bins, and sure enough, I'd thrown the car keys in the bin and took the empty coffee cup inside.
Oh, my God. Yes. Adam, so did the car keys still work or you have to use the replacement ones now?
The car keys still work. It was the day the bins got taken out, but I assure you they got plenty of photos and videos, and it's all over my locker box at work.
Do you know, I do that quite often when I am gathering up all the stuff, like in my house, all the dirty clothes from the kids, and I've often got my phone with me and I'll put it on top of the pile of clothes and then I get distracted talking to them and then I put it all in the washing machine, and usually it's before I press on that I realise that the phone is in there.
Yeah.
But once I did press on and it was a front loader, and once the water starts coming in, you can't open it. And I literally watched as I said goodbye to my phone. Round and round and round and round and round. I was like, it's just too many things.
Why do they lock? Why does the door lock on a front loader?
Because otherwise the water would come out when you open the...
Yeah, but let us suffer that. Do you know what I mean?
No, because then we call them and say, your machine's faulty. The water came out on us.
Call who?
The washing machine company.
Is that what you do?
No, I'm saying that's what
How
people...
often have you called your washing machine company?
if the water just came out.
What, they'd call the washing machine?
Yes, and you complain and then they'd sue and then so now they just lock it. They would. I'm sure that's why.
Surely more things go wrong for it being, why didn't you ring
You know,
and
I
say?
To be
saw
fair, if
something-
you weren't paying attention and you walked in and the machine was on and full of water and you're like, oh, I'll just chuck something else in here, I would absolutely
You can't
open it. But
you can't open it.
So
Yeah, I
it kind
saw a
of
really
does help
funny
you.
thing on the internet the other day. You know, my algorithm's all about mums and stuff. And she said, when my husband's really shitting me, sometimes I just go into the laundry and pour a whole lot of water underneath the washing machine and he'll spend a whole afternoon trying to work out where the leak is.
Oh, brutal. G'day, Trudy.
Hello, how are you?
Yeah, pretty good, thanks. What was the moment you realised you lost your mind?
I used to work really early in the morning and stuff like that. So this afternoon I'd gone home and I had a little nanny nap.
Yeah.
When I got up thinking it was the next day, I've driven all the way to work again and I'm just thinking, you know, at 5 o'clock in the morning, think, geez, it's like this hour of the morning and it's, like really busy. And then I've got to work and I've seen one of the bosses there and I've looked at him and I think, oh, you're not normally here. And then I've gone out the back and I went, where's the other people? And I've just gone, and then I've clicked. It's the same day, but, you know, just later in the day. So you idiot.
Oh, Trudy, is it a long commute?
Oh, it was probably about half an hour then.
How annoying.
But a wonderful feeling when you know you can just go home.
Oh, but how embarrassing though, right?
Thanks, Trudy. What about Geordie? Hey, Geordie.
Hello, how you going?
Yep, good. Have you lost your mind, George?
Yeah, well, this only happened, I don't know, last year sometime. I had, I'm a welder by trade, and, I took time off work, and then I was like, you know, when it came time to go back to work, I ended up going to the wrong workplace.
How long did you take off? Is this 5 weeks or a week?
5 weeks.
Oh, 5 weeks.
And what workplace did you go to?
The one I went to previously before that workplace. So I've only been at the new workplace for a year, and the workplace before that was 4.
Did you have time to cover it at least and go, I just wanted to come back and see the boys?
No, I started working. I'm like, oh, hang on.
Carrie and Tommy. Carrie and Tommy.
Around Australia for your Tuesday afternoon, it is Carrie, Bickmore and Tommy Little.
They can't, they won't, they never will stop the party. I know you want. Go to Fridayz Live. Take a picture of me with a code Fridayz.
Fridayz Live is back with Mariah Carey, Pitbull, Wiz Khalifa, and more. Returning to Australia this October. Don't miss these icons and anthems. Tickets on sale Monday, June 2nd. All info at Fridayz.live. Powered by Macca's.
Because this is exciting. Fridayz Live is not too far away.
All my friends want tickets.
Do they?
It's such a good lineup.
You've
They're
got
all
some-
like, can we come? Can I come? They're all asking if they can be a +1. So I'm going to need about 20 +1s.
I reckon you've got the pulling power to do that.
I don't know. It's harder and harder to get tickets these days.
Oh, no. Is she on the slide? Who have you got? Because, of course, if you want to grab yourself tickets, you should now. Brisbane, Sydney, Perth, Melbourne. They are absolutely going to sell out, but we have got your chance to get your hot little hands on some for free. You just head to carrieandtommy.com.au and register now for your chance to win.
Well, let's see how interested our first caller here is in going, Rebecca.
Oh my gosh, Carrie, I'm so excited. I've even left the classroom to answer this phone call.
What class? Who are you teaching?
PHPE, Year 9.
What was it? PE?
Yep.
Rebecca.
What do you have to
PE?
be across in PE in Year 9 these days?
Okay, so we're just doing modified sports at the moment in prac and body systems.
Are you still doing beep tests?
No, I haven't done that for a little while.
Okay. Okay.
Do you teach the birds and the bees in PE or is it someone else's job?
Oh, no, that's us.
Oh, that's you.
Is it? I never had that
Yeah.
in PE.
Oh.
Too
And how are you? I feel like it's all behind the times. You're being a bit more up with it and what you're telling them about, getting it on.
Oh, yeah, and Carrie, yeah. But we're at a Catholic school, so we've got to be on our best behaviour.
Oh, God.
So just
literally, God.
Yeah.
But I can't tell you, we're so excited. Like we did this in the staff room. Why would we want to go so badly?
Oh, you've written do you want to give it to us? You've written a little poem.
Like I can't find it now because once we sent it through, we couldn't see it.
Okay, we've got
again.
it here. It says, I'm pumped to see Mr. Worldwide with hits that always turn the tide. From, what's that bit?
What is that?
What is that bit?
What is that
From
bit?
something drops to party flair. From
When Pitbull's on, hands in the air.
his vibe, his style, the Latin heat at Fridayz Live. He can't be beat.
Rebecca, did this take a whole class to put together?
No, it took a whole staff room because I'm so excited. But you're like, how are we going to cut it to 2?
Well, I reckon just for the effort.
I
Carrie.
agree.
I mean,
You're going, Beck.
Oh, really? You're the best. Thank you so much.
Who are you going to take, Beck?
Well, I think I'll have to probably have a dance off between the two that sit next to me. See who treats me the best.
Good on you, Beck. We'll have a great time.
Thanks so much. See ya.
And the rest of them can go and register at carrieandtommy.com.au. It's all thanks to R&B Fridays presenting Fridayz Live with Mariah Carey, Pitbull, Wiz Khalifa, Eve, Lil Jon and heaps more returning to Australia this October. Don't miss these icons and anthems. Tickets are on sale next Monday. All info is at fridays.live, powered by Mac.
Carrie and Tommy.
Producer Sammy, can we get you in the room, please? Because it's been a while, but I reckon it's time we do this.
What makes you feel good? What gets you in the mood?
Bit of what makes you feel good, what gets
the
you
weird
in
little
the mood.
things that you're into that you go, gosh, this feels good.
Yes.
Why don't I do this more often?
I've been inspired by a member of our team. Now, Carrie, often you are the most inspirational one of the team, and you're certainly not losing the title of that anytime soon. But someone has really stepped up to the plate and has given it a red hot nudge.
What's he done?
Did you see the thing he's done?
I don't know if I did see the thing he's done.
He's done a post.
Producer Sammy,
yep, from his bath.
Oh, I did see a. I had the sound down. You were in a bath.
She scrolled.
She had the sound down.
She had the sound down, and I.
She
didn't
watched
bother
with the
to put it
sound
up.
down.
She saw the rubber duckies and she was like, "This is not for
I
me."
did think, what's going on there? And I scrolled on.
It warmed the cockles of my heart.
Where does that come from, that phrase?
I don't know.
Anyway.
I assume.
Why does it warm the cockles of your heart? What was happening in the bath?
It was very sweet and
Yep.
it was very wonderful. We got a little patch of it here.
Why is Sam filming himself in a hot, steamy bath under candlelight with his rubber duckies? Well, one, apple care, and B, I'm proud of myself right now because I just realised I completed my first non-stop 10-kilometre run. Well, I stopped some traffic lights, but sue me. Since I got my head knocked off 2 years ago and had the worst concussion of my life. 10K is a big milestone for me, and I think I've got runner's high. I got in the bathtub and started having all these thoughts, and I was like, I'm back to where I was a couple of years ago, which is huge. So I'm just taking this moment to be proud of myself in the bathtub with my ducks in a row. Anyway, what I want to say is give yourself a pat on the back, celebrate the little win.
Oh, Sammy, that's awesome. Thank
you.
Sammy only explained to me, is that made you tear up?
No.
Oh, Sammy only explained to me yesterday that he never admitted out loud to us that he's quite nervous about joining us for the Big 5 run, which Sammy's coming along to help produce for us, because he hasn't been able to run since his concussion like that. And he signed up and then afterwards thought, I don't know if I can do this. And so that is amazing that you've got
Thanks,
to 10K.
guys. Yeah, it was a good moment for me.
But I thought
Right.
it was just a really nice post. You went on to say that people around you are doing good things, you're doing
Yeah.
good things, and this is just a
Carrie
thumbs
got a
up,
Carrie,
a pat
no,
on the
you got a shout out. You know that, don't you?
God, I
Yeah,
should
you
put the
got
sound up.
Yeah.
She'll go and watch it now.
I will. Why do you have any children in your house?
So this is what I wanted to talk about, because you've also inspired me. The joy that it brought you. I think I want to have a bath.
No, I was thinking more about the rubber ducky.
Oh.
It's rare to have a rubber ducky without a child nearby.
2 rubber duckies, aren't
What are you doing with
they
the
sit on
rubber
the
duckies?
They stay on the perch next to the candles because they
Next to the
they're
candles,
not
they're
good.
like a candlelit bath, do they?
They're not good rubber duckies. They don't actually float in the bath.
What do you mean?
I bought some online.
Bro, I've
and-
had that before, and
You
they
bought-
flip over.
Yeah,
You bought
yeah.
rubber duckies online. Why?
Yeah. Just like one of those cheap purchases that you're like, oh, I could use these in the bath because I have a bath like once a week.
Sammy
Do
loves a
you?
bath.
Yeah.
Oh, do you ever have a bath with your friends like I do?
No, I haven't yet.
Give a
I
pee
should
in the
try
bath
Get
that.
into
like
it.
Carrie does.
No, I
No.
didn't.
I-
I haven't had a bath with. I've got to have another bath with Chelsea.
Yeah.
We used to have so much fun in
And
the
the
bath.
dogs.
And the dogs.
Some magnesium salts, some
yeah.
some
You
lavender
do.
oil.
Sam does
Oh.
have an excellent bath.
Yeah, it's a big bath.
Yeah.
So you have a bath regularly. If
Yeah.
you're in a relationship, would you bathe with your partner
I
regularly?
would like to do that one day. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
Is it weird? Or
It's
is that
not at all.
Oh, cool.
I
Do you
think it's
think
beautiful.
bathing with your partner, you need the bubbles? Because I haven't bathed for a long time, but if I look down in a bath, I remember being horrified before.
What are you seeing?
Oh,
Just because everything kind of floats. You haven't got gravity to
yeah, that
Help
trim
out.
you down.
as a male, that one thing that's floating, it does look a bit out of place.
It's all a bit, yeah.
So do you
I should get
read in the
bubble bath.
bath?
Nah, I usually have like an audio book on. Usually in there for
Actually,
like
we
20
saw
minutes.
you eating
you
dinner
had a
once
whole
at
dinner,
your
a
stable
roast
table.
dinner.
Yeah, I
Yes,
did.
that's right. A roast dinner. That's right. What a funny
Or was it
meal.
lamb chops
It
or
was,
something? It might have been a few
it
times.
was pork ribs.
Pork ribs. Hey, to be fair,
With a cruiser. With
that's
a
actually a great place to have it
Because then you can wash it. Oh, no,
Yeah.
but then you're washing your hands and then you
like a mud bath.
You're in the.
Yeah.
Oh,
I want to go. I would love to hear from Bath people because I want to know the weirdest activity you've done in a bath. Eating pork ribs is definitely up there. Filming content is also up there, but I'm here for both of them.
did you have to be careful where you hit the camera?
Yeah, I did notice the more I filmed, I couldn't press start and stop as much because I think the steam
Heat.
must have been getting into
Oh.
the, yeah. But I've got Apple Care, as I mentioned
Yeah.
in the video, so I'm
Are
sweet.
you getting kickbacks? You've mentioned this a lot now.
That was what? That was the
It is
first time.
expensive. So.
Yeah.
What's
It is.
Apple Care?
It's so that
it's
if
like
you
a-
lose it or drop it in the
Yeah.
water or whatever, you get a phone replacement.
You
It's
should
like
get it.
insurance. You should get it. The amount of things you lose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you can only get
You
it
should
within
just
a
get
month
Tommy
of getting
Care.
a new phone.
Covers
Tommy
everything.
Care. That would be very
expensive.
expensive. Yeah.
Expensive. 13 10 60. What's the weirdest thing you've done in a bath? Give us a call.
Carrie and Tommy.
Around the country for your Tuesday Arvo, it is Carrie Bickmore and Tommy Little. And on 13 10 60, what are you getting up to in the bath?
Splish splash, I was taking
on
a
a bath.
I'm glad you're finally on board the bathing trend because you've mocked
That makes
me.
it sound like
I
you
don't
don't
shower.
shower.
No,
No.
you've mocked my baths before, and now all it takes. I didn't realize I had to film content in there and talk about.
Hold on, your
I'm
baths are a
running
bit different,
again. My rubber duckies, like producer Sammy did, and suddenly you're like, oh, I've got to have more baths.
Well, to be fair, the way you painted yours was a lot of defecation in the bath.
No,
and
I had a
multiple
bath
people,
with
and it's
my
just
friend
not,
and
I don't
her
want
dog
to,
popped in
I don't want to yuck your
to
yum,
watch.
but it's just not my jam.
Ingrid, what are you doing in
Hello.
the bath?
Knitting.
Knitting?
Oh, are you, Ingrid?
That feels like a dangerous, because doesn't the wool
Yeah.
fall into the water?
No. I've got a container that sits outside the bath and it comes up and over and I spin a few yarns while I'm in there.
How often do you refill, like rewarm the bath?
Once.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Ingrid, is that your one of your more joyous things that you do in life? Because it sounds delightful.
Yes, I
Yeah.
knit all the time.
Yeah.
Knit and crochet all the time.
Maybe I should start knitting.
At the traffic lights everywhere. Everywhere. I'm
I
serious.
remember
That's
one of the
great.
moments I realised that my mum and my stepdad had a beautiful relationship was they used to often drive back and forth across the Nullarbor when we'd visit family on the other side of the country, and we'd fly and they'd drive, right? And my mum would knit and they would talk, like just talk. She said non-stop talk for the full 3 days. They would knit and she would knit and they would chat in the car. And I remember thinking, imagine after all those years still wanting to talk to each other for 3 days in a car together.
Sounds like the first day would be quite nice. After that, chuck on an audiobook.
That was before those days.
You know, I had a mate who, actually, we both know, but I won't say, and his girlfriend at the time he would drive and she would read a book out loud.
Oh, that's nice.
That's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah. Anyway, they're not together anymore.
Oh.
G'day, Jess. Hey, Jess.
Hello. Okay,
What-
disclaimer. I was about 10 years old when this happened.
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
But we all know how little kids love having tea parties in the bath and
Yeah.
drinking bath water. Well, I was at my girlfriend's house and we thought we would take it to the next level and create a real tea bath. So we took all of her mum's black tea bags out of the kitchen, ran the bath with the whole box of tea bags and proceeded to sit in the bath, which in hindsight is extremely unhygienic, but we sat in the bath drinking our cups of tea.
That's pretty.
Did you scoop the water up and drink it?
Yes, so
Oh
we were
my God,
sitting in a
that's
tea
so
bath
funny.
drinking it, and her mum came home and we were in trouble because we used all her tea bags up. But what made it worse was when we emptied the bath, it was stained.
Oh.
Because I actually think I remember there's a place is it Byron? There's a tea tree or a tea something lake, and you swim in it, and it's meant to be really good for you to swim in the, and it looks like tea, the color of the water, and it's good for your skin and everything.
Yes.
It's quite,
But as
not
Jess
good to
found out, very
drink.
stainy.
Yes.
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 Good on Jess. Thank you. Who you got, Biggers?
Janelle. Hey, Janelle.
Hi.
What are you doing in the bath, Janelle?
Well, normal, glass of wine, movie, all that kind of thing, just nice and relaxed, candles. But then one particular day, it was a training course was running through work. I don't normally have to deal with it, which is all okay. But I'm like, we're getting missed calls to the phone line. What's going on? So I'm waiting, check my email. People are trying to get into the meeting. The person that was supposed to facilitate the meeting hadn't turned up. And I'm like, shit, I better do it. So I've quickly whipped into Zoom and opened it up and, oh, sorry, we've had technical difficulties. And then I was like, shit, my camera was on.
Oh, my God.
So, which I turned it off really quickly because I realised, but then afterwards I'm like, after the recording's finished, I've gone, I better just go and check that I was actually not in the camera. And I wasn't. It was okay, but oh my God, did I panic.
That's
Oh,
so
my
fun.
God. God, you'd get more people to online training courses if that's the hello, wouldn't you?
Yes.
You know, like you think of it when you got to go home. Oh my God, I got to do an online
Are
training
you
course
pitching
today.
teaching in the nude? Is that what you're pitching?
Do you reckon you'd concentrate more or less?
I wouldn't
Depends
learn.
on the teacher.
Yeah.
Carrie and Tommy. Carrie and Tommy.
Yeah, that is where you're at for your Tuesday afternoon, and plenty more still to come, guys.
Including someone who's run the Big 5 marathon, and Bickers, not just run it, come second, and apparently has some, I don't want to say bad news for us, but let's be honest, it's really bad news.
Brutal news for us.
Yeah.
But right now, we were talking earlier about things you do in the bath.
Yes.
Amelia, what is happening in the bath at your house?
My 10-year-old son is obsessed with the Titanic and has been for several years. So every time we get a big package with a big cardboard box, I am made to make a large cardboard Titanic so he can sink it in the bath.
So dark.
Is the sinking at the bit that he really enjoys?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's very particular. If I forget to put the hole in the front where the iceberg hit, it's got to be put in before he puts it in the bath.
Oh, sweet.
And so how good is your, like, does each Titanic boat look the same, or have you got it, are they varying in quality?
Look, I think they've gotten better as time's gone on.
It's so good. It's so fun, Amelia.
You're a great mum, Amelia.
Carrie and Tommy.
Right across Australia, if you drive home, it's Carrie, Bickmore and Tommy Little.
So,
Yes.
you know how we used to do the newspaper quiz? Then we got bored of that.
No, you got bored of it.
Yeah, I got bored of that. And then we've started doing the music quiz. And Sammy, our producer, it may end his life early. He finds it so stressful.
Do you find it stressful, Sammy?
No, I love it.
You
What are
just
talking
said
about,
to me
Carrie?
before that you would love if you didn't have to do it
You're
anymore.
putting words in my mouth. It's my favourite time of the week.
Anyway, I was at a bookstore on the weekend, which has become my new thing to do with my kids. They just
Nerd
love
alert.
being in there. We spend hours in there and we read in there. Anyway, it's
wonderful.
delightful.
Reading's great.
Anyway.
Wait, hold on. Did you just say you go to a bookstore, you don't buy anything?
No,
you
we
just
buy.
Read? Oh, okay.
We just take
Reading it like
time
a
to
library.
pick which book we want. Anyway, and then we left, but near the counter, they've always got little knickknacks and fun
They
things. I
do.
bought a bread bag.
At a
And
bookstore.
Bag at a
bread
bookstore.
bag.
Are you going book shopping at a post office?
No, I know, but I do love a post office. No, at a Readings.
Oh my gosh, it's ironic that you misread.
Why? It could be a Readings.
Why? It's readings.
Yeah, but if you read a book, it's READ.
True.
But what's reading? When you're reading
The name of the store. Anyway, they
I really hope it is Reading.
Hey kids, we're off to Reading so you can read a book.
but read and read are spelt the same. Anyway,
Are you really justifying calling it Reading?
Anyway, they had a little box of a game called Irrelevant Celebrity Trivia.
Let me
And I
guess,
thought
you're
this
in
is
it?
right up
You in it?
our alley.
Oh, I thought you might be a question about you.
EY alley. Let's go.
Carrie and Tommy's Irrelevant Celebrity Facts Game.
I've heard Beyonce likes potatoes.
That's irrelevant.
Exactly.
Okay,
I've heard
here's
Rod
the
didn't
first
even
question.
know why he was doing that voice.
Due to his fear, what does Matthew McConaughey try to avoid at all costs? Is it A, elevators, B, trampolines, C, revolving doors, D, geese?
I would say it's revolving doors.
Trampolines.
Do you know? Because it wouldn't be hard to avoid them at all costs. So I reckon it's more
Yeah,
likely.
but it's fear-based. It probably happened to anyone who was a kid.
But like, you don't have to avoid a trampoline. You just have to not actively get on one.
That's
Do you get what I mean?
Yes, I do.
Except
I do.
if the wind is a gusting and your neighbours.
Do you know I
be a
got
jumper.
picked up by the wind today?
Someone's bragging.
No, I literally got picked up by the wind. Like the wind, I think it lifted me off the ground.
Did it?
It was so strong, the wind gust. I swear, as I took a step, I was like, I feel like I was lifted and put back down.
Aren't you a slight waif of a thing, Carrie? I would kill for the day where a gust would topple me over.
Okay, the answer was C, revolving doors. Well done.
You
Okay.
remember how you can't use them?
Yeah, I don't like them. I'm like Matthew. They often say me and Matthew McConaughey are similar.
What happened to your
what
parents?
sense? Whoa, Jesse.
No.
They died doing the do, right?
Yeah.
Yes. No. I was conceived to Ave Maria, but no one
true.
died during that process. Which pop star wrote the song Supernatural after having a sexual experience with a ghost?
Oh, is this the question about you?
Was it A, Cher,
Ooh.
B, Madonna, C, Kesha, or D, Lady Gaga?
I don't know the song. Jesse, do you know the song?
Supernatural.
Know the song.
Let's say Cher.
I'm going to say Lady Gaga.
Kesha.
Oh,
Yes.
that's why we didn't know the song.
David Cross is sampled on a 2004 single from which hip-hop group? A, the Beastie Boys, B, Wu-Tang Clan, C, Run DMC, or D, A Tribe Called Quest?
Run DMC.
David Cross is in the actor, comedian. Or is that?
I don't know.
Is he in Arrested Development?
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
Is
he is.
sampled on a 2004 single from which hip-hop group?
And so it won't be Run DMC because they were before that.
I
time,
was just taking
right?
a stab in the dark. I don't know.
Who else do we have?
Beastie Boys, Wu-Tang Clan, or A Tribe Called Quest?
Oh, they're all old. Maybe you're right then. Maybe Run DMC.
It was the Beastie Boys.
Oh.
And last question for us. How old was Britney Spears when she made her singing debut? Was she 5, 9, 12, or 15?
What do they classify as singing debut? I'm going to say the youngest one, 5.
I'm going to say 15.
It was 5.
Oh.
Yes, Sammy.
I have a fact for you guys.
Mhm.
Okay.
Hold on. Is that from my irrelevant trivia box?
Kind of. It was the start of the conversation about the bookstore you visited.
Yep.
Readings.
It was founded by Dot and Ross Redding.
Oh my God.
No way.
It was gonna be that.
Oh my God, it's
But-
called Reddings.
But along with Peter Reed, but that's R-E-I-D.
It's called Reddings.
Hang on,
Is
but
it
how do you
called
know the
Reddings?
pronunciation of their last name?
Well, it's the most common way to pronounce that
13 10 60 if you're listening now. Is it called Readings or Readings? I understand it's a bookstore and it should be called Readings, but I'm sure I've heard of it called Readings before. Give us a call.
Carrie and Tommy.
We're in the middle of discussing whether the bookstore is
I can't believe we are.
Readings or Readings
It's
because I
Readings.
was talking about it and I said I was in Readings and you said it's Readings, it's a bookstore, Readings. And then I was like, oh, of course. But why do I call it Readings? But then our producer said the name of the last man who who started it. What was his last name?
Reading.
Reading.
Yeah, but I think it's pronounced Reddings.
Yeah.
Like,
I
no
think
one's
it's
last name
Reading.
is
So maybe
Reading.
the shop is
Why
after
not?
him, not after the act of reading.
Yes, and I will admit something here. You pointed out that red and read are
spelt the same.
And
Yeah.
up until that point, I did not make that. Those two things had not clicked.
I call them Reading Cinemas. Is that spelt the same?
See,
as
I
readings?
call it reading cinemas because
No,
I've always
you
thought that's
don't.
funny. Yeah, I do.
Oh.
Because I've always thought it's funny that why would you call your cinemas readings?
Serena, help us.
Hi, I think it's called Reading because my sister is the manager at Reading Cinema. And she calls it Reading.
Okay, but that's a cinema. But is the book, are they named after the same people, Serena? Do you know?
I have no idea. It's the same spelling.
Yes, it is.
Mm.
Hasn't quite
It's
solved
so-
it for us. And it's
it's-
also tricky when you say she works at Readings and she
Readings.
says, you know, I'm Readings. No,
Yeah,
Readings.
It's all tricky. Thank you, Serena. It's
Kelly, help us, Kelly.
Hello. So my last name is Reed, R-E-A-D.
yes.
Yeah.
But his last name was
That doesn't
Reading.
help us with the store, though, Kelly.
Well, I would have to say that it's Readings.
Kelly, does anyone ever call you Kelly Red?
No, never.
Never.
They
Okay.
spell it the wrong way, but they never say it the wrong way.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so Ash called and works at a book distribution company. She said no one there has ever pronounced the bookstore Readings, only Readings.
Well, we have web guy Eli.
I can't believe Kelly just called up to tell us what her last name was.
I like it. I really like it. We got web guy Eli to just call one of the
Oh.
stores.
What did
do
they
you have a
answer?
definitive? Firstly, did they say the name in the answer?
They did say the name and the answer, but then I also did clarify with them.
Okay. Oh, my God.
And I also took the liberty to contact the cinema as well. So if you
Oh.
want that as bonus.
Oh, yes,
let's
I
start
do.
with let's start with the cinema.
The cinema is Reading.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So does
The
that? So what's
bookstore.
the bookstore?
So the bookstore is, yeah, it's Reading.
Oh, it's readings.
Yes, and they said
Don't
that
believe that.
a lot of the confusion comes from a lot of Brits who have moved down here. There's a town in the UK called Reading. So they
So it's readings.
It's reading.
Ah, well, good
We've
on you.
done
You
our-
were right.
Carrie and Tommy. Carrie and Tommy.
For your Tuesday Arvos, Carrie Bickmore and Tommy Little.
With CommBank Yellow, you score even more. More recognition for you and benefits for your business too. It's their way of thanking you for banking with CommBank. Ongoing eligibility and T's and C's apply.
Carrie and Tommy's live for free.
Carrie and Tommy's live for free.
Now that we've got Carrie and Tommy's live for free.
Very exciting because a year's worth of outfits on us.
What would be the first thing you go to buy?
Some stud-up pants, some
Just
rip-offs,
stud-up.
tearaways.
Oh, like the olden days?
Yeah.
Like the Adidas ones?
Yeah, they're back.
Where are you ripping them off?
Most rooms I walk into, just to,
Cool.
just to let them know I've arrived.
Is that like the dancers? You'd rip them off?
Yeah,
front
and then
to back?
I'd wear a different coloured animal G-string in
Ugh.
each room I went into. It's
Do you want
quite...
to clear out the room?
Okay, that's very hurtful to my rhino junk.
Should we make the call?
Got to answer with yellow.
Sorry, I forgot that. I was sidetracked.
Yellow.
Yellow, Katrina!
Yellow! Oh my God! Yes! Hang on 1 second. Hey, now I can hear you. Hello.
Oh my gosh, hello.
I love when people
Oh
put
my
us on
God,
hold.
it has been so funny. I've been saying yellow to everyone and they're thinking, what the hell's going on?
Do they say anything or do they just roll with it?
They actually hung up because I think, oh, who do I owe money to? Who's ringing me? I'm like, yellow, yellow, and they hang up.
That's a good trick.
Well,
It's so
Katrina,
good. That's what I was saying to my daughter.
you're one step closer to a year's worth of outfits. What are you buying, Katrina? What do you need?
Oh my gosh, I need everything. Well, I want to get a summer fit first and then buy the best clothes and just look amazing.
Summer fit. Summer's a long way away.
No, but I've got to be organised now because, you know, it's hard in winter.
Also, summer bodies are made in winter.
They are. Would you consider some stud-up, rip-off, three-stripe pants, Katrina?
I would, you know what, I'm easy. I'm not actually into big fancy brands, I've got to be honest, but I would like to treat myself, so I would be happy with anything.
Yeah, and there's no way to better reveal your summer body than to rip off the pants.
And have a G-string,
Yeah,
a
just
rhino
do it.
G-string.
Oh, Carrie, I don't know where you got that
Rhinestone or rhino?
from. Rhino, different animals.
Oh.
Room.
Rhinestone's pretty good too.
All right,
my
well,
God,
hopefully
thank
we're
you.
calling you on Friday, Katrina.
Oh my God, awesome. Thank you so much.
We
Have a
will
good
call some more
afternoon.
people tomorrow. So if you want to be in the running, go and register, download the Listener app and search Carrie and Tommy. With CommBank Yellow, you score even more recognition for you and benefits for your business too. It's their way of thanking you for banking with CommBank. Ongoing eligibility and T's and C's apply.
Carrie and Tommy.
Across Australia for the drive home, it's Carrie Bickmore and Tommy Little.
We're just 3 weeks out from the Big 5 Marathon in South Africa, and we are about to get a reality check. We're about to speak to Bonnie Davies, who is a nurse at one of Tasmania's largest trauma hospitals.
Best people in the world.
She ran the Big 5 Marathon in 2018. She's normally a road runner. She has so much wisdom that I don't think we're going to like to hear that she's going to impart on us right now. Welcome to the show, Bonnie Davies.
Thanks, guys. How are you?
Oh, God, scared, yes. I've read some of what you've said about this. Tell us what we can expect, Bonnie, because I think we're a bit underprepared.
Okay. You can expect a decent level above sea level, so decent altitude. You can expect deep sand, an unrunnable hill, and lots of really cool animals.
That's cool. What did you see, Bon?
We saw everything: rhinos, elephants, giraffe, hippos. Dicks. Yeah,
what a dick dick.
Was that at the after party or?
No, they're like these like little deer, tiny little deer, and yeah, they like to stand on rocks and cliffs. That was near the unrunnable hill, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, there's just loads, absolutely loads.
How far away, Bonnie? Like, are you seeing these animals really close to you, the elephants and rhinos and stuff, or a long way away?
No, they are pretty close. Obviously, depending on where you are in the course and how far along in the long line of runners you are, it can be different experience for every single person. So the leader might not see anyone, but then, the person coming last might see everything. So
Is
it's
it scary?
No, it's hard, but scary. Oh, I did have a moment, but otherwise it was just fun. And I felt safe pretty much most of the time because there's armed rangers all along the course, plenty of drink stations, and they've all got armed rangers with them.
What made you scared? What was the moment?
Oh, it's 5Ks from the finish, and I was pretty down and out. I'll be honest at that point. And I heard this grrr in the bushes, and I thought, oh, what is that? I don't know. So I started singing because I thought if anything's going to scare it away, it'd be my singing. So I sang for the last 5 kilometres to the finish.
God.
But it was, it's just a comical moment now that I can look back on, and and I was reading back through what I wrote, and I was like, I so want to go back and do it again.
Bonnie, we should say it's amazing just that you did it, but also you came second.
What? That's amazing.
That's incredible, Bon.
Thank you. Yeah, I pushed pretty hard.
That explains, because I was going to say, are you doing much of the course on your own, or are you with people? But now that I've heard you came second, no wonder you're off on your own. No one can keep up with you, Bonnie.
I was on my own. I was trying to chase down the first female, but it was, in some ways I kind of wish that I'd actually taken a little bit more time to really embrace what the savannah is. How many people could say that they've run through the African savannah?
It's pretty wonderful.
It's incredible, and at the same time, it presents a lot of challenges as well. Like, I probably went in a little bit naive about what to expect, and they will drive you around the day before. Everyone gets in these little safari vehicles, and it's like a big sushi chain of trucks and little vans, and you drive the whole course. And it was at that point I came across the unrunnable hill, and I was like, oh my goodness, what am I doing? And then I kind of got over that and thought, I can deal with that. And then the sand, I was like, I don't do sand. So then I was in a blind panic at that point, because I have pretty terrible Achilles and sand don't go. So I got some plastic bags out of my suitcase and some sports tape, and I made myself some gaiters. And best thing I could have done.
What's a gaiter? I don't think I know what they are.
You can get them for bushwalking, but it protects like sand and mud and whatever else getting down into your shoe.
Oh, right.
So the depth and the softness of this sand, it would have definitely gone into my shoe, and I thought, I don't want to stop. I just want to keep going. And so I made these gaiters and taped them to my leg, but with enough movement so the shoe could move, and best thing I could have done.
Bonnie, with the gaiters, did you put them on for the sandy bit, or did you wear gaiters the whole time?
I wore gaiters the whole time.
And would you recommend that?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I'm so glad we have chatted to you.
Okay, I'm putting that down now. How long's the sandy bit?
It's about 9Ks. Are you both doing
my God.
Are you both doing the full marathon?
I'm doing the half, and Tommy's doing the full.
The half has about 2Ks of sand, and the full has about the 19Ks of sand. And then
I've done 18Ks now, as I'm doing the half, and I've got up to 18Ks. But to be fair, mostly that's flat with only some minor hills, and it might be a bit of dirt track, but mostly just, your tracks around the like ovals and all that kind of thing. So I don't think I've added enough. When I did Great Wall of China last year, I did heaps of hill training. I haven't really done hill training this time. I probably should have.
I'd probably just change it up a little bit.
Okay.
Obviously you have got a little bit of sand. You haven't got as much as Tommy, but do some beach running. Get a few hills in there. But in terms of distance, you've kind of covered it with your 18Ks. And change it up. Like, I noticed that you've been doing a bit of Strava art, and that's something that I totally love.
I can see yours here, Bonnie.
Oh, is that Bonnie?
You've done a turtle, a snail. It's wonderful.
And it's a way of getting time on legs, and it's not boring. Sometimes you think, I've got to do a 27K run today. I really don't feel like it. And so you just pull a map out and go, oh, yeah, I'm going to run this turtle twice. And and before you know it, it's like, oh, wow, it's done. I can't wait to see my Strava. And there's your 27Ks done. And then, some of it's jogging on the spot in traffic lights, and others are running through loading bays of a hotel hoping that you're not going to be seen. Change it up, make it fun.
You've got such a great energy, Bonnie. You're really lovely.
Oh, thank you. But it's running shouldn't be a chore. It should be something that you really do enjoy, because it's taken myself and my husband all around the world.
I said at the start of this that nurses are the best people in the world, and Bonnie, you are proof of that. Bonnie Davies, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Carrie and Tommy. Carrie and Tommy.
Driving you home for your Tuesday afternoon, it is Carrie, Bickmore and Tommy Little. With CommBank Yellow, you score even more recognition for you and benefits for your business too. It's their way of thanking you for banking with CommBank.
It's time for Bickmore's musical bits.
Here we go now.
Poor Shakira. She has been performing her wherever show.
That's very hard to find. What time's the gig on?
Be whenever, wherever.
It's so hard to get to the right place at the right time.
She was performing her song while on stage, and she had a little tumble.
Oh, no.
She literally was shaking those hips like she does, and she fell over. And then I feel like the reason I'm slowing down is because I feel like we should have found the vision to play to you right now. We don't have the vision.
Just found it.
Oh, we've just found it. But imagine me dancing around and then falling over. It looks like Mum's had a wine.
I'm going to need to see it.
Or you
Mum's
can
had a
hear
wine,
it.
but she gets straight back up.
Oh, my gosh.
Gets on with it.
Oh, my God. Is that our exclusive audio?
It reminded me, I remember when I was in year 12 when we were at our end of year performance at school, and I had to do the final bit where you did a leap, and I fell over and then I landed like smack bang on the floor and just went ta-da like that.
That's pretty
and
good.
made it look like it was all part of the performance, because the
Wonderfully
show
done.
must go on.
That is, of course, correct.
Miley Cyrus.
What's she done?
She
What's my
has got a
favourite done?
disgusting infection, all while filming a scene for Something Beautiful, which is a little film she's made to coincide with the release of an album of the same name. And she filmed it on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. And on this night, because they couldn't shut down the Hollywood Walk of Fame, so she did it in the middle of the night, and there was no time or opportunity for her team to clean up the ground around them. So she rides around on the street on the Hollywood Star, and then a month later, she ended up in ICU because her leg began to disintegrate.
Ugh.
And the doctor said, do you have any idea why you would have such a brutal infection on your kneecap? And she said, it could be because I was rolling around on my hands and knees on the Walk of Fame. And they hadn't seen anything as disgusting like that. And she was like, to have a surgeon who opens up cadavers every day go, oh, that is not good. She said, really made me feel pretty gross.
Isn't Hollywood
very
a
sick.
glamorous place?
I know, the lengths they go to film their clips. And finally, poor Britney.
You made that sound more erotic than I think you intended.
It wasn't erotic. Britney, though. Oh, poor Britney. So she's lit up a cigarette mid-flight on an aeroplane, and it's not ended well for her. She's issued an apology.
Poor Britney.
It's so weird. So she talks about how, because I
Didn't
thought...
she say she was feeling great or something and just wanted
She
her
said,
diary?
me yesterday, it's actually incredibly funny. Some planes I've been on, you can't smoke mostly, but this one was different because the drink holders were on the outside of the seat. And then she went on to say, it was my first time drinking vodka. I swear I felt so smart. I was like, wow, what the heck's in there? I felt so clear and smart. And I said, I want a cigarette so bad. My friend put it in my mouth, lit it up for me. And I was like, oh, this is a plane where you can smoke. Cool. It appears it wasn't a plane that you could smoke. I didn't think there was any planes that you could smoke on anymore. But then she talked about how the flight attendant called officials, but she didn't realise. And when the plane landed, she had to sit on the plane for a bit. And then when she got off the plane, officials greeted her. And she said, I thought the officials greeting me was to support me. And I was like, oh, wow, I feel special. And then she realised they were there to tell her off for smoking on the plane.
This has happened before in music folklore. Motley Crue back in the day, in their book, they do a great thing where they write it from each person. Each person has a chapter, so you hear about the same event but from different perspectives.
Oh,
and I
that's
think
a great idea.
I think they were in Japan and they got real raucous on a train ride. And when they got there, there was like a platform full of authorities ready to arrest them. And one of the other dudes was like, yeah, he was so high and messed up that he thought we were getting mobbed by fans in Japan. So he came off the plane, came off the train waving and ready to sign autographs, and they put him in cuffs.
Oh, my God. Rock star, rock and roll.
Carrie and Tommy.
I've worked out what the universal action is to do to declare to the world that you're now single and on the market. It is.
Is that one?
Close. It is to perform at the AMAs, could be VMAs, anything, any music award show like that, and kiss a girl as a girl. So being a girl and kissing a girl.
Let's let everyone know that you're single.
I just think it's what women that are done with men, Hollywood or pop stars, they get on stage and they're like, and then they just want to seem a bit still,
So
they still got it, a bit sexual and a bit like, oh, she's hot. And so they start kissing people.
So do you think women kissing other women on such a public stage, do you think that is for the women in the crowd or do you think it's for the men?
I think it's for the men, I reckon. And J.Lo has...
But they're done with men.
That is
But
good
they're still
point.
doing stuff for the men.
Yes,
It's tricky, isn't it?
It is tricky.
It's real tough.
There's some
J.Lo
women who'd appreciate it too.
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not saying I didn't appreciate this. I'm just saying I feel like that's the message she's putting out there, which is I'm single and ready to
J.Lo.
mingle. J.Lo has locked lips with her backup dancers in an electric performance, the AMA's opening performance. So she wasn't singing. She was dancing to other people's music. So she was dancing at one point to Billie Eilish's Birds of a Feather, Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us, Bad Bunny song. And then she turned to two of her backup dancers, a male and a female, and locked lips. We have the exclusive
with both
audio
of them.
here.
Jeez,
And
that
we
is-
may have put the audio over, but that's when she was kissing them.
But both a three-way kiss?
No, one-on-one.
And you
One
said,
on one.
Like one, and then she
You know,
moved to the other one.
One on one on one.
Yes, but not three-way.
But did she kiss the male first, the female first?
She kissed...
What's the point?
The male first, yeah. Yeah. And then Tiffany Haddish got on stage
Love.
afterwards. Oh, there you go. We're just getting some vision so you can see the vision of the kiss happening.
yeah.
Yeah, real time.
Just to
Yeah.
be clear, you said J.Lo's not performing. She was just
no,
on
she
stage.
is, but at that point she was in the opening
Oh,
performance.
right.
She wasn't singing at the time. Of the
There was a
kiss.
third,
Who was the third?
and she bailed on the kiss.
Did she?
Wait, who? J.Lo or the dancer?
J.Lo.
Oh.
So there was three of them. So it was a male and then female, and they both did a kiss, embrace, spin in a circle. Difficult move to pull off. And then swapped partners, kiss, embrace, spin in a circle. And then by the third one, she's like, I'm done. And I just spin in the circle, send me off on my way.
But then Tiffany Haddish got up,
Yes.
and Tiffany Haddish had thoughts on the whole thing.
Jenny from the block has got all her steps in for the day, and she got all her kisses in. Save a dancer for me, J.Lo. Damn, you ain't the only one out here single.
Do you remember when you contacted Tiffany?
We,
Didn't you? Did you try to go on a date with her or something?
no, we would just email.
You and her were emailing. That's hot. What were you emailing to each other?
It's not important.
But was it date related?
No. He wasn't in the country.
It's never stopped you before.
I have got on planes for less. But no, I would just occasionally check in.
To Tiffany Haddish?
Yeah.
Where had you met Tiffany Haddish again?
Interviewing her. And Kevin Hart, she asked for my number or gave me her email address somehow. And Kevin Hart was telling her to stop. And then I was like, I wonder if this is real. And then we went to email.
Why are you going all weird?
Because it feels weird. It wasn't. It was very innocent. But yeah, occasionally I'll just be like, I wonder what Tiffany Haddish is up to.
And what was she ever up to?
I don't know. Well,
Okay, hold on. It's all coming back to me now. Audio guy Jez, can you try and find us the audio? I need to relive all of this. I need to be back in the Tommy Little, Tiffany Haddish era. Because I think there's more to this. The fact that you're looking embarrassed and going a bit red makes me want to dive deeper into
That's actually
this.
great because the audio is entitled Tiffany and Tommy Chemistry.
Oh, my God. Okay, we're going to get on some J.Lo right now. And then on the other side of back to back, we're going to relive the Tiffany-Tommy chemistry.
Carrie and Tommy.
Right around the country for your drive home this Arvo. It's Carrie, Bickmore and Tommy
So
Little.
we've discovered a few things during back-to-back. First of all, we remember just before we went into playing those songs back-to-back that there was a period of time when Tiffany Haddish, comedian, and Tommy Little, comedian, were emailing each other after they hit it off during an interview. We're going to find that and play that for you in a second. But in the meantime, one of our producers said, I remember it now. I've looked it up. We aired that bit of the interview in 2019. We gave it 5 stars. And that's the first time Tommy and I have ever realised that our producers rate our segments and have a system.
What did you, producer Annabelle, what did you give the J.Lo one that we just did before?
No, things only get 5 stars if they get 5 stars as like that'd be good for when you guys are on holidays and we're doing best
This is a long way of saying that J.Lo break got
Didn't
0
get 5
stars.
So it's either 5 or nothing.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Right, God, I
Good to
didn't
know I'm
realise
delivering
it would
some
sit around and have
Pressure's on.
God, I'm gonna walk out of here at 6 p.m. every night now and be like, I wonder if I delivered a 5-star today.
Have you ever had a 5-star review of your comedy before?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, have you? Of course.
How dare
I don't
you?
know if that's hard to get or not.
I've been doing comedy for like 15
Yes, I know, but even some of
years.
the best movies of all time don't get 5 stars.
Some of
Sometimes
the best
5
movies
is
of
hard.
all
No,
time.
movies. It's hard to get 5 even for something perfect.
Not for Tommy, apparently.
Real way to flatten me out.
Okay, anyway.
Have you ever had a 5-star review?
We have found the interview from 2019 involves Kevin Hart, Tiffany Haddish, and you. And this is where apparently I haven't heard this. This is our producer found this. This is where you and Tiffany start flirting.
Wait a minute, do he got kids? Well, my phone number is 310.
Okay, no, Tiffany, no, Tiffany. No. No, Tiffany.
We love you both. Kevin Hart, Tiffany Haddish, thank you so much for coming.
You said you love
Thank
me?
you. Thank
love
you
me
guys so
already.
much.
924. Email me at.
Okay, done.
And then you actually did.
Done. Was so quick.
Okay, done.
But then
It was
did
like I
you-
did it.
Yeah,
then.
it was like, I'm doing
Did
it
you
right now.
then go behind the scenes and get her email, or the email she said there, you just emailed that?
That she just gave her email.
Just then, that whole
that's
thing
why
that
we
we
beeped it
beat.
out, yeah.
And so you went and just emailed that and you opened the conversation.
Why are you sounding like it's desperate?
Can follow instructions. That's what I like
Yeah.
about you.
Also, she's wonderful.
I didn't say she wasn't.
Amazing
Why are you
comedian.
getting defensive?
Because why are you making it sound
Of
like I
his
was
girlfriend.
desperate?
Come on.
There's
But
lots
she
of people
offered up
we've
an
interviewed
email
over
address.
the years, and I've never thought afterwards, I'm going to hit them up.
Wait, but how many of them
have given you their email?
Yeah.
No, but I think that was just her being
God.
playful and her signing off. I don't
You
think
she gave her
expected.
actual phone number twice.
I don't think
and
she
her actual
expected you to email. I'm
Oh,
just
but
saying
then-
it's great that you did. I'm
But
not
then
happy
why?
to go. You don't have
But
to be
then
defensive.
why would she email back?
That's what I'm saying, because I think she was not expecting it. And then she was like, great. And then I'm saying it
I don't know why I'm always.
It took courage and good on you.
It's
you
just
know?
an email.
I just think I wonder who else you've emailed and who else you've texted. I just think it's the tip of the iceberg.
Oh.
Yeah. I
Well,
reckon it's
now it's
cheeky.
gone back to some kind of compliment.
How many pen pals have you got?
Yeah. He'd be one of those ones when he ends up in jail. He'd
Oh,
absolutely
true.
have
He'd
a
do
family
something
on the
horrific,
outside.
but all the women would be
Yeah,
emailing
I know, they'd be
him.
absolutely.
It's gone back to a compliment somehow.
Follow Carrie Bickmore and Tommy Little on socials at Carrie Tommy Show.
Bye.
Bye. Carrie and Tommy love a good deal, and CommBank Yellow has plenty. Cashbacks, discounts, and exclusive deals. Just for banking with CommBank. Say hello to CommBank Yellow today.
You going to give us a bit?
You know, you're nothing but a hound dog.
Every time I hear this song, all I can think of is that. You've ruined it
but a
for me.
hound
But it
dog.
sounds like it should be that.
Only right at the end.
And then I end up going crying all the time.